Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel Charles Moore. Take a short comment, like, subscribe to the channel Charles Moore. Please remember to keep the comments safe and non-offensive, and let's get into the video. So, I want to be talking more about, people with anxiety disorders. And if you don't have any sort of disability that prevents you from grow up, maybe you're just choosing not to grow up, and you're choosing to act like a little kid forever. I mean, I'm just gonna say it like this. Yeah, you know what? It sucks to be you, alright? You wanna run your life into the ground like that idiot little child that you always wanna remain? I mean, hey, that's not my life, bro. So, I mean, if you want to ruin your life, I mean, hey, that is just that'd be you. I mean, sucks to be you, yeah. Alright? I'm not gonna be acting like a stupid idiot moron because, you know, I'm not looking to, you know, I don't want to have a pathetic, lifestyle. Alright? I'm not looking to, I'm not looking to, you know, being a pathetic loser for the rest of my life. Alright? And I want to be having a good future. Everybody knows that if you act like a little child forever, you are, like, you know, you don't want to act, you don't want to grow up, you don't want to act your age. And, you know, the annoying part is that, you you won't be having a real bright future ahead of you. I can just, like, guarantee you this. Because, I can just say it like this, It's, you know, it's like we've been given choices in this world on how we want to behave. Alright, we've been given choices. If you chose to act like a little kid for the rest of your life, you're not going to have a good future ahead of you. Alright, and I have to say it like this because, this is just the sad truth. It hurts. I mean, saying the truth hurts, but a lie hurts even more. Alright? So, yeah. So, how many people want to behave like little kids? I could say there are, like, a lot of people that want to behave like little kids. And it's actually so pathetic, too. It's just, the whole thought of people just wanting to behave like little kids just drives people up the wall. And let me just add for a fact that, little kids just don't care about how bad they're making everybody else's life all in the hell for them. That's just basically, that's kind of what it is, I mean, like, I couldn't, imagine just, being around these people and then just, imagine, waking up every day around these idiots and just, where my life would actually be like living hell around these, people. Stuff. If my kids ever ended up being like this, I would be having a real headache. I would probably be going off the deep end with them. I would be like, I'd be like totally disgusted with, if my kids ever turned out to be like this, which I don't want to be having kids anyway. But if my kids ever did, I would be, I'd be pretty disgusted with them. Yeah, and you know what? I don't want to be taking care of little kids forever. And you know what that would mean. You know what that would actually, what I'm really saying here is, you know, like, I'd be just living, if I were taking care of little kids forever, I would call that, I would actually call this, like, I would just call it, like, I'd be living on hell on earth, basically. Yeah, if my, child ever did, foolish things all the time, I'd be, like, very, very disgusted. It's just not very good. And remember, too, it would also be, like, a sin for me, because it's just my child and my responsibility. But I think it's after, 18, I think they don't start becoming your responsibility anymore. And, yeah. Um, yeah, people with anxiety disorders, they want to remain like little kids forever. They are always looking to be entertained, and they're always, you know, they're always looking for somebody else's life to make living hell. So, yeah, and hanging out with these idiots are just, it can be so overwhelming. It can drive you up a wall. And to be working with these types of idiots, well, they drive you up a wall so much. But I was always told by my instructor to suck it up and deal with it. Yeah. And I can say my instructor was not a real good instructor. She was good at being an instructor, but she was very, very terrible with, I'd say people skills. I think, we were in college and she probably I was beginning to question, well, why is she working at a college with kids with disabilities in the first place? If she lacked, the skill to, like, understand how disabled people are, then why is she working there in the first place? Alright. Because everybody just, you know, I gotta say that, for people that behave like, for people to not give a care about, like, how other people are, alright, this is just, alright, this is just not, it's just not right. It's just not right for somebody to keep on treating you like, hey, we are in college, alright? And college people always, like, they always, like, suck up the, alright? People always just they, you know, like, we're supposed to always, like, okay, so we're normal human beings, and human beings, just suck it up and deal with stupid crap all the time? Yeah, yeah, and what college are we in? Oh, yeah, we're kids with, disabilities, so, yeah, so of course we're going to have, like, this stupid garbage that's always going behind our backs. Alright, coworkers are always giving everybody else, like, this stupid... Alright. Yeah. We are supposed to, so, so, like, what? I mean, so, what? We're supposed to, like, just live with it and suck it up? Yeah. Yeah. Not everybody can do that, you know? I mean, everybody else has, like, depression problems if you have a disability for doing that, which I don't think that would actually be a disability right there. I think that would actually be, like, you know, there, like, I think there is just, you know, there's a great amount of stress that people can take, and then when something becomes too much, then, you know, people just, you know, just come to time and say that, hey, enough is enough, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I would think that would be the big case right there. Yeah, I would, think so. I think so. Oh yeah, by the way, my instructor never allowed me to get, counseling. She never, I was always told to, suck it up and deal with it. And, you know, I think I think my counselor were like, Mommy and Daddy can't, you can't cry to Mommy and Daddy when things don't go your way. Alright, and she was never, like, fully understanding of, disabled kids. What I have to say about it. Alright, she's always taking control of, like, what the students did, that stuff. And I did not like that side of my instructor. It wasn't the type of college or type of program that I wanted to be in, with an instructor that just treated us like garbage, basically. She was controlling what the students did. Alright. And I think, that everybody was supposed to, suck it up and deal with it. That was, you know, that was kind of like it, you know. I mean, and it was just it was just upsetting. It was just upsetting to actually deal with this. Yeah, I could not put up with my instructor for being like this. Alright, I had situations with other students, I should have been allowed to go get counseling and have the counselors deal with people that were giving me all sorts of garbage. Alright, I would have been allowed to. My instructor was I was just, you know, I was just, I was just pleased with my instructor. Alright, this was just, you know, I was not pleased one bit with, what was going on. She was not understanding of, you know, of other people. And yeah, I get it. People just lack don't care how other people feel. Considering that we are supposed to be people that are supposed to suck it up and deal with it. I was just, I wasn't really, I was not pleased with my instructor at all. But here is the thing. You can't go around your whole entire life just treating everybody else like a piece of garbage that they are. Like I said, and I'm going to say it again, you're going to have a rotten future ahead of you. You want to keep on treating people like garbage and trash, well, I could just guarantee you're going to have a rotten future ahead of you. Nobody's going to be friends. And nobody is going to want to be around you. Right? You're going to be alone. And here's the depressing part about kids with disabilities. They like to go out to eat every day. That stuff. It's them, themselves, and money. That's the best friend. And even if they have a partner, well, they're going to take advantage of their money. Right? They're little children. Alright, so if a little kid doesn't get what he or she wants, they're going to throw a little pissy fit and temper tantrum. Because they're not getting what they want. And this is just so pathetic. It really is pathetic. Yeah. It really is. It drives me up the wall so much. How many people in this world act like so pathetic? I mean, well, I guess most of the world has little kids that just don't want to ever bother growing up. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Because, I'm pretty sure that's what the case is here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, last I checked, there's a lot of people that don't want to grow up, get a life, Alright, last I checked, there are people that don't want to grow up in this world. And why do they not want to grow up? Well, I'm glad you asked. They don't, that they're always remaining that little child that they are forever. Everybody knows that it's actually very, very pathetic if when you want to, dealing with little kids forever. Everybody knows how annoying it is and frustrating it is. And here's the reason why it's so annoying. Alright? Little kids are going to treat you like, they're going to treat you like hell. They're going to make your life all in hell for you. And, you know, this is why it's just, this is why it can be, you know, overwhelming. Alright? This is why it's just, you know, it's a headache to be dealing with these kind of people. Alright? And they don't care. They don't care how much depression that is causing the other person. All they care about is their own personal gain, which is making somebody else's life a living hell. It's their source of entertainment. Alright? If they don't do that, they're gonna be able to throw their pissy temper tantrum. And this is just, you know, this is just how people are nowadays. They're gonna throw their pissy temper tantrum because they're just not getting their way. Alright? And that's what a little kid does. If a little kid doesn't get his or her own way, they're going to throw the temper tantrum. And this is just, it's just the way that it is. Alright? Yeah, I'm not going to, I'm not going to, say that this isn't so because, because we all know how people are nowadays. Okay? People are just, so stupid, It's very pathetic that there are people that just don't grow up their life. And they act, so pathetically. And why do they act this way? Because why do they act this way? Because, they don't know how to grow up. And they never bother. They never bother. This is how frustrating and stupid it is. Alright? Yes, it's the truth. Okay? Yeah. It's just annoying how little kids just don't want to grow up ever. Yeah, this is just like totally frustrating, and it's just, it's the way that people are. All right, nowadays there are just people that just don't want to grow up. They don't want to get a life. They don't want to grow up. They're always looking for somebody to treat like such a piece of garbage. They're always looking for somebody's life to make living hell for them. Alright? This is what a little child does. Yeah. I cannot, I just can't tell you how, like, I can't tell you how, I just can't tell you how annoyed I am with, certain people. Alright. This really does drive me up a wall. Alright. This is what these little kids love doing. Yeah. Little kid is always going to be throwing temper tantrum or pissy fit if they don't get their own way. Alright? Yeah. This is just, maybe I could just say that this is probably the psychological stuff that goes on inside of a little kid's brain. Alright, if they don't get entertained, they're always going to throw their whining tantrum, temper tantrum, and pissy fits. Why? Because, well, they're just acting pathetic. Yeah. They want, if they don't get what they want, this is what they do. So, yeah. Alright. Yeah, and this is actually the same thing that ties into, like, narcissism, too. You know how it is. You know how it is. So, I just gotta say, I'm ashamed of such people. Yeah, there are people that they want to treat people like disgusting piece of garbage. It's frustrating. It's frustrating like hell. It's just, how many people just don't bother to grow up and get a life these days? Okay, well, I can say is a great number of people that, they just act like they just don't, they just don't care about people. There are people that just, that are just, they're so full of BS. This is how the world is. And it's just, it's really stupid, But, I get sick and tired of dealing with these morons and idiots. For those people that don't want to grow up and get a life, they're just, again, I'm going to say it like it is. And this is true. Your life is, you're running your life into the ground. You're going to have a rotten future ahead of you. And, yeah. If you feel like if you feel like your life doesn't have any meaning, maybe you want to check and figure out that maybe my life or their life or your life is just, maybe there's something that I'm doing or that they're doing that is making you feel like a piece of garbage. Because this is what people, I think there's a lot of people that just don't do this stuff anymore. I think they don't do, like, a real good check on how they are living their lives and making sure that they are behaving like, like the way that they should. Okay? And if you do that, if you do background checks, then you're going to, if you do background checks and make sure that your life is in order, then you're going to be better off. Alright? That is, you gotta make sure that you're treating everybody like human beings. And, making sure that your life but everybody knows that you can't go through life and treat other people's lives like garbage. You can't do that. If you do that all through your life, you're going to have a rotten future ahead of you. I can just guarantee you this. Yeah. It's the truth. Not a whole lot of people love the truth. They probably do not even bother wanting to hear the truth about, what, like, um, like, about, what's going to happen to them, or, like, if you do this, this is going to happen, this will happen to you. I think the reason why a lot of people don't like listening to the truth is because the truth just scares people too much. And the truth is scary to listen to. This is why people just don't want to bother hearing the truth. They'd rather hear a lie than the truth because they think that a lie will just, a lie will say something that a person doesn't want to hear. And a lie isn't the truth. A lie just tells you something that you are not. And then you think that, a lie is much better than hearing the truth. A lie doesn't hurt me at all. Oh, you know what? A lie can hurt much worse than the truth can. So, yeah, before you think about that, you might want to consider that hey, I don't want to feel like guilty or anything from saying, like, telling a lie. So, I'm just, you know, I, you know, I've always, been told to always tell the truth as best as I can. And I don't want to feel like, disgusting piece of garbage. So, so, um, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to do the best and be the best that I can actually be. Okay? Yes. And this is just who I want to be. I want to make sure that I have a good future. I want to make sure that I live my life to the fullest that I can live it. Alright? Alright? Because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do for my life. Alright? I want to be the best that I could possibly be and have a good future. This is probably what a lot of people just do not do anymore. You know what? For me to be acting like a little child all the time, I can say that would absolutely be, like, totally pathetic right there. And the reason why it would be just, like, so pathetic is because the fact that I'm just a grown adult, and yeah, if I chose to act like a little kid my whole life, I would be, like, I would be ashamed of myself. I would be, like, I would, not be too happy with myself. And, the next thing that I'd be, like, I'd be feeling like absolute trash right there. And that's just one thing that I just, you know, I don't like feeling like, you know? But if you're a little kid and you're like this, then you're gonna feel probably like this, and you might not know it. You might not even recognize it, but, there are people that just are not, I don't think that they even recognize what they're doing. I don't think they even recognize that if I keep on going down this dark hole that I'm going in, I'm going to if I keep on going down this dark hole that I'm going down, like, I'm going to be having some real serious problems. I don't think that's what people want to hear, but, it's the truth. Alright? There are just, like, a lot of things that people nowadays, they don't want to, bother to listen to. So, yeah. This is just, it's just how it is. It's just what people nowadays, what people do. It's like nowadays the people just pick and choose what they want to hear and what they don't want to hear, which is just, plain pathetic. Yeah. And, yeah, let me, talk about perfection, too. There's nobody in this world that was perfect. God himself was, the only perfect person. He's up in the spiritual realm. Yeah, and he was the only perfect human being to ever live on this earth. Alright? And there's nobody else that actually gets that title. If you think you are perfect, you are indeed lying to yourself. And if you say you have no sin, you are a fool. Okay? Okay, so I'm just keeping the truth real here. Alright? I'm just keeping the truth real. And by the way, before you ask, no, I did not write the book of truth, so, don't even try to put me in the, author of, the book of the law shoes. Okay. Yeah. Here's the annoying thing about little kids. They're always just making everybody's life a loving hell. This is so annoying. Just stupid. And, yeah. Truth is, it's just, it's just that stupid, Right, I just don't know how else I can say this. They're just people that just don't learn to act their age. Alright? These type of people are just so pathetic. Yeah, I will, just, I will, leave this, video up. You can actually check this out. Alright, please, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to Chin Charles Morse again. Please remember to keep the comments decent and non-offensive, and I will see you on the next video. And remember, acting like a loser for the rest of your life, I'm going to guarantee you, you're going to have a rotten future ahead of you. Have a good day. I'll see you on the next video.